Good morning, you guys. So I was just finishing my water. Every morning I try to have a big, nice glass of kind of warm or hot or warmer water, and I put a little bit of salt in it or lemon juice or something, and then I try to wait about a half an hour. Usually I'll do that and then go meditate for an hour or so, and then just to let it start to activate my body, my system, and to give it any water I didn't give it from lack of dehydration the day before. So I thought this half-hour break after I finished my glass of water, I would do a little Rise and Shine Friday morning movement with you guys. I'm going to tear down the fort this weekend and put a yoga studio up. And sorry, I gotta let my dog in. He's whining. He really wants to come in and join us. Charlie, Runkle. So I'm gonna take down the fort, and I have a huge living room space. Come on, Bubs. And I'm going to be posting a lot more kind of moving yoga, chi-gong, tai chi type practices with you to get us moving. I hear a lot that like, oh my gosh, I'm just sitting home eating and getting fat during this pandemic thing. So let's get moving. And I've had in the bag for a long time a really cool series to do on movement. I'm going through a book right now on all of the other things we don't even think. We can't even fathom that movement does for us in terms of mental health and happiness and connectivity. We just think of movement in rudimentary, like I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to work out for X amount of time and burn calories, and I'll be skinny, and my waist-hip ratio will be awesome. And this whole series is about like really digging in and getting into your body and just fucking enjoying it. I have been in my body teaching yoga and moving for over 20 years and had so many beautiful work through so many beautiful koans. That's a Zen, like a riddle you'd get. There are physical koans too, not just verbal koans. And so I'm going to be sharing those with you as we go and doing a whole Movement Matters series, you guys, because right now movement so matters. Hi, Sarah Stone Matthews. I'm so excited to see you. I caught you live. Yeah, I'm doing these randomly to hopefully catch people. Okay, and then one really quick recap from yesterday's video. I woke up this morning and I remembered to do what I told you to do. I washed my hands in 3 times this morning already, or ran my hands under the water 3 times this morning. And 2 out of the 3, I remember to catch myself and do our practice, our mindfulness practice from yesterday. Just stop. Remember, what were the 2 things? Go inward, get curious. And then the 3rd time I didn't remember. I was in the bathroom and I walked out and downstairs and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go back up and do a redo. Because this is just a habit pattern, you guys. We're just putting a habit in place. And what better time than right now? We live our lives in such grooves and habits, like at 8 o'clock I'm going to be at work, 9 o'clock I'm going to do this, 10 o'clock I'm going to do this. And what I've been learning through all of this and through having my own business and having to direct my own timetable for the last 7 years is that our body has a natural flow and rhythm, and we will pick up things like exercise or movement or mindfulness practices if we allow ourselves to just do them when we get inspired to do them. And then there's this really cool thing that happens. It's like this positive feedback loop. Shinzen Young, the meditator, always talks about this, where you start and the momentum hits, and then it's just like this reciprocal positive feedback loop. So like the more you do it, the more you get engaged. And we know that with exercise, it's the same thing too. Like the more you do it, the more you get the runner's high. Oh, I'm going to talk about that in that series too. The runner's high is so cool to unpack that, what's going on there. And so with all these practices, just drop them in whenever you can. Okay, so let's start moving. I'm going to shut my pie hole and we're going to get moving. So I'm going to do a sunflower movement with you today, maybe a little bit of getting into the lower body, quads, glutes, warrior poses. So do pick or choose what you want to do. I have a really loose kind of flow style of yoga that I practice. And so you just need a space. Like I'm in my back sunroom with my little baby seedlings that I started the other week. They're growing big and tall. You just need a big space that you can maybe do some big squats in. So find a spot. If the kids are in the room, let them join in and play too. They love yoga. And if there's anybody in the room that you don't want in the room, just say, hey, I'm going to do a little quick 10-minute yoga session. So, all right, you guys, so let's start. I'm going to add in a little chi-gong too. So we're going to get some moving, breathing meditation, a little bit of mindfulness. So let's just start with that right here. So we're going to sink into the hips and the knees and kind of rock forward and back and really come into the fullness of the soles of the feet, spread them out. And the knees are soft, the hips are soft. With all these movements, we're going to think about getting down low, getting grounded, getting close to the earth, getting connected, getting safe, secure. That's our safe, secure spot, right? So when you're ready, sink down, and you're going to just scoop up, a big inhale up. Soft, sweet, big inhale. And as you exhale, the palms go down. And take a few breaths. And I'm just going to go through with you guys today a little bit of what I do each morning or each day at some point. I usually do some spinal twists. I do a little bit of kind of stretch and get into the body, wake myself up, get bigger, get taller, get stronger, and a little bit of flow movement. And when you're ready, we're going to take one of those inhales all the way up, and you're going to reach up to the sky, and then really I'm coming up into my toes and back into my heels, just kind of playing like up to the side. Oh, maybe stretch to the side. Just wake up and be like, oh, hello, torso. Hello, spine. And you're flipping out your palms and your fingertips, and you're just waking yourself up. You're getting all the way into the nooks and crannies of the hands and the shoulders. And if a yawn comes up, that's great. That's a sign you're getting into your parasympathetic rest and digest mode, so you can tell your body, digest all that food we've been eating properly. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the hands down, do the same thing, kind of flex through the wrist. And you can put the palms out or in or wherever and just press down. And with your feet, press into the earth. This earth has got us. This earth has been here a hell of a lot longer than us. It's got us. We're okay. Press into the earth. Whatever you're doing in yoga, whatever asana, something will be touching the earth. And there's this concept I learned from Sadie Nardini, earth to core connection. Press into the earth, engage the core, play with the core, and then the rest is just expression, earth to core expression. So here, pressing and flex through the wrist, really wake up the hands, especially if you type a lot, we've been hunched over. This is good to open up the chest and the shoulder area. And then when you're ready, we're going to just reach the arms out to the side, press out, flex through the wrist. And you think this is like simple movement, like, oh, what is she doing? This is crazy. But we've been jammed up for weeks, you guys, like on cell phones and on computers and in weird chairs we're not used to working in. We're not in our office space. And then we're going to do one of my favorite Qigong movements. You're just going to bring the elbows in on an exhale, drop the chin down, and really let the head hang down. Give your neck a break. Be like, oh, I love you. Oh, your neck loves that. It's nice and juicy. Just relax. And then press against the earth on the inhale with the feet and open up and squeeze into those upper back muscles. And as you exhale, round down and inhale, open up. And if you want to start to really get the body moving, sink into a little bit of a squat. And you're working on keeping a balance of the weight in the four corners of the feet. Maybe trying to keep the knees behind the toes, sinking back into the hips and the rear end. So if you could see from a side view, I'm kind of coming back my rear end rather than forward in my knees or with my hips. I'm coming down because we're going to get really juicy in some sunflowers today, you guys. So we want to really get the feel of getting down into our lower body. And then if you want to, let's add a spinal twist. So every single day, I do some version of a spinal twist. It's like your information highway is your spinal column, you guys. And also, it helps keep us pliable, young, jovial, lighter in our body. And I like to do kind of a little bit swayy or faster, that wasn't a word, was it? Movements for my spinal twist. So let's try one of those now. I'm going to actually have you swoop the hands back because we're going to really kind of work on that hunchback shoulder. So you're going to bring the hands back, palms to the upper back. Drop the shoulders down, squeeze into the upper back. Or you can clasp the hands if that feels good to you. Doesn't matter whether you're here or back there. And you're just going to sink into the lower body, relax the shoulders, and then give a little sway side to side. And you can keep your gaze forward if it makes you dizzy to kind of move a little bit side to side. Or you can turn your focal point or gaze side to side. as you do this. So we're going to do for a few breaths, just kind of swing. Relax the belly. Also, this is like we're unjamming, relaxing through the belly, the hara. Let some good digestion happen today. This is also your twisting right and left. You're activating your digestive system. As you twist to one side, you work up that ascending colon, the other side, the descending colon. So it's great for that. And then we're just going to start to let the arms flop around. This is a little chi-gong movement. I love this. Just kind of, And you're just from the shoulders down, you're just flailing and you're just enjoying. And it's a little tap. You can tap your kidneys or your lower back or your front of your hips. Or you can just enjoy the sway. And you're just kind of letting go here. And you're grounding down, and the movement actually kind of comes at the torso and the belly rather than the arms. The arms are just nice and loose. It's great to get into that spine. Okay, one more little stretch, and then we'll get down into the lower body. When you're ready, let the hands just settle on the sides of the hips. And we're going to bring the arms up. And as you exhale, you're just going to let the hands drop to the back, elbows down, and just sway. And it looks like this. Oh, it's Friday. Yeah. Let go of your crazy busy week. If we even know what Friday is now, maybe it feels like a Tuesday to you. I don't know. I'm just letting go. And do that. Or ha. Or if you had a really stressful week, you can go ah. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell into your Okay, and then we're going to swoop one arm up on top. It's this kind of movement, just around. Yes. And then we're going to hang out. I'm going to sink down so you can see my hands. And we're going to press. One hand presses up, one hand presses down. Press against the earth and press against the sky. And just feel, it feels so good to stretch into the side of the torso. We think that movement has to be this like rhythmic, rigid kind of thing. You're already moving, activating, working. It takes about a consistent 15 to 20 minutes. But I studied in those rigid roles my entire life as a fitness instructor. I watched the science changed. I watched everything change, but mostly I watched my body and I felt like what feels good to me. I don't do a lot of rigorous activity and exercises. I do longboarding, getting out, more flow type movements, but I don't beat myself up or my body up because I want it to be here when I'm 92 like my dad. Because apparently that's a possibility. And you're pressing up each time you go around. And doesn't that feel good? And if there's anything you want to do right now, like just get juicy in your shoulders, move around. I mean, don't hurt yourself. Just kind of, sometimes I get a little over motivated. I'm like, oh. So just listening to your body. All these practices are teaching you to just listen to your body. What do I need today? I woke up this morning and my neck and shoulders and back were jammed up and they're like, I need you to pay attention to me. All right, you guys. So when you're ready to, we're going to start to build some heat in the lower body. Maybe walk the feet out a little bit wider, 2 feet, 3 feet, whatever feels good to you. And remember, with all of these movements, we're going to try not to do this, hinging and dropping into our low back, but we're going to sink down into that squat, keeping the knees somewhat behind the toes, the balance in the soles of the feet, hips kind of come back. It's like that little bounce. I can feel my abs engage and I balance here. And head, neck, soft and loose. So again, it's press against the earth, come into that core, and this top part is our expression. We get to play up here because we got this solid, juicy base. Yes? Okay, so let me just grab a little cord. Charlie's sitting on it. So you're sinking down, and you're going to take a big inhale up. And as you exhale, get down and inhale up. And maybe let a few exhales out through the mouth. Inhale up and exhale out. You can do this seated on a ball or a chair. Modify it any way you can or need to or want to for your body. Inhale up. When you're ready, come up And we're just going to sink down into a nice big squat. Maybe walk out a little further and get juicy. Kind of play in your body side to side in the hips, the knees, the toes. And you can turn your toes out to the side, a little bit more forward, all the way forward. Kind of what feels good. I'm constantly kind of moving and playing in my feet and adjusting as my body tells them to adjust. So be open to that. Maybe just throw the arms out or take a goddess pose here. Yeah, it's one of my favorite poses. And gods can do it too. We're all gods and goddesses. We all have yin yang in us. So just reaching up. Now we're pressing into the earth. Kind of tuck the tailbone under a little bit. Sink down. Just feel. Close your eyes right here. This is a beautiful point to just, you think, oh, I haven't been doing anything. No. If you can, without losing your balance, close your eyes. Just feel that life inside me. I can feel the breath. I can feel my quads. They're starting to say, hello, what are you doing? Spread out your toes, activate your feet. Don't let them get stiff and stuck and rigid. And when you're ready, you can drop the hands down. Let's take a few more. Inhale up and exhale down. And inhale up and exhale down. And inhale up. And when you're ready, you're going to bring the hands on the thighs up off the kneecaps. We don't want to put pressure on the kneecaps or the patella. Up in somewhere in the mid-thigh range. And then as you press into the earth, press into your thighs, lengthen through the spine, and maybe take a little spinal twist to one side. And you feel, oh, nice juicy hips, glutes opening up there a little bit. And when you're ready, move to the other side. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Just playing. And then we're going to come up and take some little kind of baby warriors. So bring the palms together. We're going to do a warrior one. So you're anchoring that back heel. So the back heel is flat to the floor. And your front foot is in a lunge. And what you want to do is not let that front knee flail. And you want to guide it out. Sink down. And take a few breaths. And I am going to take a break. I'm going to get you in a cycle and pattern. Take a break and walk over to the camera in case anybody has any questions, you guys. When you're ready, press. This starts at the earth. Press against the earth, earth to core, your expression. You're going to throw your arms up. Yay, I'm alive today. Hands to the heart center. Same thing on the other side. Earth to core, press up. And you're just going to play in your warrior dance side to side. And if you're a little yogi and you've been missing your yoga studio, you know what to do. You've been trained. You've been going to those classes for all those years. You just don't think you can, or you don't think you know. Maybe you dig into warrior twos and you get playful there. Maybe elbow to thigh, whatever version you want. And you're just playing like, oh, this feels good. I haven't gotten in juicy in my hips lately. Maybe you take a little spinal twist. No right or wrong. Your body's guiding you. And if you allow your body to guide you, there really is no right or wrong, you guys. You'll feel up against your edges and you'll play into those edges. And then you'll back off when you need to. So you're just going to keep going warrior dance a little bit side to side. And it could just be a nice, easy warrior, just to the center here. Doesn't have to be big and huge. Hang out for a few more warriors. I'm just popping over to see if anybody else has any questions. Didn't see any questions popping up. Awesome job, you guys. Okay, so I want to take you into the sunflower next, because the sun is coming out for spring right now. Everything's blooming. So when you're ready, you're going to take your warrior pose. Oh, you know what? Before we do this, let's maybe take a jetted warrior. And play. Let's kind of hang out. Maybe it's a long extended one, or you open up, you kind of play. Getting up on one foot. Remember, earth to core, come into that foot, spread the toes out, fullness of the foot, all four corners. Engage the abs. Yes. And then when you're ready, make your way back to center. Feet in as wide a stance as you feel comfortable getting into. And when you're ready, inhale up. And your sunflower, I'm going to go to your right, which is my left. So we're going to go this way. So you're just kind of moving around into a big sunflower. Yes. But again, it's not this kind of movement where you're just doing it with your upper body. We're sinking down. We're getting low and juicy in that lower body. Yeah, bending into the hips and knees. Create some heat in the body. Inhale up. and around. And the slower you do this movement, and the wider the feet and the lower, the deeper the heat in the body and the more balance. So if you follow your fingertips with your gaze with this movement, it adds a whole nother dimension. Or you can just get fast and flowy and be, I'm going to move in my body. And then when you're ready, you're going to move to the other direction. Around. And it's usually an inhale up, exhale down, but it may be 2 breaths up or down for you, depending on who you are, how much you practice, what your experience is, what your cadence of breath is. But breathe, keep breathing. And then when you're ready, you're going to kind of, if you want to, maybe do a few side to sides. You can come up onto the heels, that outer foot heel, that outer foot heel. Maybe you curl up into the outer foot toes. Yes. And then when you're ready, let's take a few more, kind of walk the feet in, a little bit to the center, inhale up. And exhale, sink down. Inhale up. And exhale, sink down. Inhale up. And yoga is, if you don't add the yin to the yang, you're only getting half the balance. So let's add a little bit of yin. Go inward, take a little check. So inhale up. And a few of those little, let go, relax, release. Let the hands sway to the sides of the hips. Soften the hips and knees. If you want to shake out the feet, give them a little shake, a little wiggle. Get out any kinks or funky stuff in the feet. And then just settle back in. And just settle into the soles of the feet. And you're going to close the eyes and let out a few ahs or ha's. And we're going to place our hands on the belly or the hara center. And you can go right over left or left over right, whatever feels good for you. Relax the shoulders down, close the eyes and take a few breaths. I like to sway when I do this. Close your eyes. And what are we doing? We're getting mindful right now, so you can add your mindfulness practice in right here. Close your eyes. Go inward, get curious. What's going on? Can I feel the breath coming in and out? How do my shoulders feel? How does my neck feel? My knees. And we're not judging what we're feeling, we're just noticing. Can I make a tiny little minute movement? Your body is so, it's like a Ferrari, you guys. I always say that. If you just trust it. It will tell you exactly what it needs. You may need to bend the knees a little bit more, or maybe it would feel good to rock the feet, lifting the toes, the heels. Maybe I need to relax the back of the neck or the shoulders. Maybe I need to drop the head forward a little bit. And we're going to end with just a little head roll here. Come to the center. A little half circle. Nice and easy. And let the hands drop to the sides. And then one more time, let's get big. Big to the side, big up overhead, big anywhere you want, big stretch. Oh, yeah. Now, isn't that a great way to wake up every day? So you don't have a commute right now if you're at home, social distancing. So if you had a commute that was 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you have some extra time to play in the mornings and wake up. Imagine going into work feeling like this. Yes. Shoulders loose, back of the neck loose and soft. Yes. Juicy. Awakened, spinal column awakened. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me today. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them here or on my Enter Send Here pages or feeds. If there's any practices that you want me to do as I tear down the fort, I'm going to have a huge space for us to start playing in and getting moving in. And we're going to do a mindful movement series. So if you have any questions for that, any, contraindications or past injuries or anything you want me to be potentially particular or pay attention to for you or give any guidance on. And I usually give modifications for everything I do. I try to make these classes as universal as I can, or these practices, these little play times with me that you will be doing if you want to over the next couple weeks, as universal as possible. So thanks for joining me today, you guys. Have a happy Friday and a fabulous weekend. Namaste. Who else is on here? Oh, there's that Sarah, and who else? There's a few other popped in and out. Trying to see who's in here, but it doesn't tell me. Have a great day, guys.